Hey gang, and welcome back. These videos are brought to you by Card Conduit, the best place to sell your unused collection fast and easily. 401 Games, Canada's top shop for all your hobby and TCG needs. Dragon Shield, the strongest sleeves for your strongest decks. Moxfield, the easiest way to store and share your deck lists. I win the die roll and start us off. I draw for turn and play a swamp. Max plays a forest. Mathieu's turn has him playing a tapped Watery Grave, and he ships it to Arja. Arja plays a tapped Baron Moor. My turn has me playing a swamp, and paying 2 for a Ghoulish Procession. Max draws, plays a forest, and casts Nature's Lure, going to find a land. Mathieu plays a mountain, and passes. Arja's got a mountain as well, and pays 2 for an Arcane Signet. I play a swamp and cast Black Market Connections. Max's turn has him playing a forest, and then bringing out his commander with Eskia's Chariot, making 2 cat tokens as it comes in. Mathieu just plays a Blazemire Verge, and passes to Arja. Arja's turn has him casting a Phyrexian Arena, and he then plays a tapped Rakdos Carnarium, bouncing a land back to hand as it comes in. After that, he passes. My upkeep has me losing 4 from Black Market Connections, making a treasure and a 3/2 changeling. I then draw for turn, and in my main phase, cast Bontu's Monument. Max draws, and then crews up the Chariot with his cat tokens, sending his commander at Matt. Matt responds with Infernal Grasp, and the Chariot gets taken out, but Max gets to still make a cat token from attacking, and I make a Decayed Zombie token from the Procession, which I only remember later on. Max's second main phase then has him casting Sylvan Library, and then a Scavenging Ooze. Matt draws, playing an island for turn, and casts a Rangers of Athelion. As it comes in, he takes the Scavenging Ooze, and he's tempted by the ring, having the Rangers become his ring bearer. Matt then passes turn. Arja draws off the arena, losing 1, and draws for turn. He plays Caves of Koilos, and then casts Othari. As Othari has haste, he sends it at Mathieu, and gets an experience counter, and then makes a Rebel token swinging at me. Neither Matt nor I block, and Arja passes after combat. I take another 4 to make a Changeling and a treasure token to the connections, and then draw for turn. I cast a Reassembling Skeleton in my main phase, draining the table for 1. I then cast and as he comes in, sacrifice the skeleton. I drain the table again off of the Bontu's Monument for casting Sephiroth, and drain Max for 1 off of Sephiroth. I then play a swamp and pass. Max takes the full 8 from Sylvan Library, drawing 3, and then plays a forest, and then casts Rampant Growth. He finds a basic, and once it's out, follows up with Reclamation Sage. As the elf comes in, he destroys my Black Market Connections. Matt draws and casts Spark Double as a copy of the Rangers, this time taking Othari. Matt's original Rangers stay as ring bearer though. And Mathieu then sends the original Rangers at Arja. This allows him to loot a card, and Arja takes the hit. Matt then passes turn. Arja draws off the arena, losing 1, and then for turn, and plays a mountain. He exiles the Loyal Apprentice to cast Fury, and it takes out the Spark Double as it comes in. With the Evoke trigger on the stack, Arja then casts Cloud Shift, and flickers the Fury. Fury coming back then takes out Sephiroth this time, and Arja then follows up by casting Neriv. But I pay Arja back by casting Withering Boon, losing 3 and countering his commander. Arja then goes to combat, and sends his Rebel token at me for 2, and I block with my 3/2 Changeling token, and we then move to my turn. I draw, playing out a Castle Lochthwain, and then cast Braids, draining the table again for 1. I then recast Sephiroth, draining the table again, and as he comes in, sacrifice a zombie token, draining Arja for 1. I then go to my end step, and sacrifice a zombie to Braids. This has Max sacrificing a cat token, while Mathieu and Arja sacrifice nothing, taking 2, and I draw 2 before passing turn. Max this time around takes 4 off the Sylvan library to keep an extra card, and then plays an Avatar of Growth in his main phase. As it comes in, everyone gets 2 basics. And Max then casts Thragtusk, gaining 5 as it comes in. He passes after that. Mathieu's got an island for turn, and pays 2 life to cast Phyrexian Metamorph. He makes it a copy of Fury, and this time takes out Arja's Fury and the Reclamation Sage. With Sephiroth seeing these creatures get taken out, I drain Arja for 2. Arja then cycles Ash Barrens before the damage, and Mathieu then passes turn. Arja draws his 2, losing 1 to the arena, and casts a Soul Ring in his main phase. He plays a Plains, and casts Necromancy on Fury. Fury comes back and once more takes out Sephiroth. Arja then goes to combat, and Mathieu casts a Braid, targeting Athari. This takes out the bird, and Arja then moves through combat, and in his second main phase, casts Flicker Wisp on Fury. Once it's come in and exiled the creature, Arja then casts Ragavan. Going to his end step, Arja then brings back his Fury, and it attempts to take out Matt's Fury, but Mathieu responds with a Lathetep Plating to save his Fury from the other Fury, and Arja then passes after that. I draw, play a Swamp, and recast Sephiroth. As he comes in, I sacrifice a zombie token and drain Arja for 1. I then pay 1 black for Innocent Blood. I drain Matt and Max for 2 each as everyone sacrifices a creature, and this is enough to then flip Sephiroth and give me an emblem. I then follow up by casting Zulaport Cutthroat. I then move to my end step and sacrifice a zombie token to Braids. I drain Max for 1 with the emblem, and Mathieu and Arja sacrifice a creature, while Max takes 2. This has me drawing only 1 card, and I then pass to Max. Max takes nothing from the Sylvan library, then plays a Forest in his main phase. He casts a Llanowar Visionary. After that, Max casts a Wormcoil Engine, and then goes to combat. Max swings both Thragtusk and the Avatar at me, and I chump the Thragtusk with a Changeling, taking 4, and as the creatures get taken out, drain him for 2. Mathieu's turn has him drawing, playing Chainer in his main phase, and then discarding Sir Conrad so he can cast his Phyrexian Metamorph from the graveyard. It comes in as a copy of Fury again, and takes out my Zulaport Cutthroat and Braids, and I drain everyone for 2, with Mathieu getting drained for an additional 2 from my emblem. Matt then sends Fury at me, and I take 6, and Matt then passes. Arja draws his 2, losing 1 to the arena, and plays Shinka in his main phase. He then casts Mass Hysteria, followed by his commander Neriv. He then plays an Extraction Specialist to get back Ragavan. Going to combat, Arja swings out at me, and I take it all, which drops me down to 26. Arja then passes turn. I draw, and play an Urborg, and then cast an Arcane Signet. I then play a Diabolic Intent, sacrificing a zombie token, and go and tutor for a card. I then cast Zodiark. This has everyone sacrificing half of their creatures, and I drain Arja for 8. Going to combat, I swing Sephiroth and Zodiark at Matt, but he blocks Zodiark and takes 5 in the air. After that, I pass. Max takes nothing off his library again, plays a Forest, and recasts Esika's Chariot. He makes 2 cat tokens again, and then crews the Chariot with them, and then swings everything he can at me. I take it all, while Max gains 6 life from the Wormcoil Engine. He then casts an Echo Chamber in his second main phase, and passes. Mathieu's got an Underground River, and then casts Sauron finally. He then sends Sauron at me since it has haste thanks to Mass Hysteria, dealing 7, and passing. Arja draws his 2, losing 1 to the arena, and then plays a Temple of Triumph, scrying 1. He then sends Ragavan at me, exiling a Vault of Whispers off the top, and passes. I draw and play out Drivnod, and follow up with a bonus Hunger. This has Mathieu amassing, but he has to sacrifice it to the Hunger, and Zodiark jumps up to 14 counters. I also use the drains from Sephiroth to take out Mathieu, and then cast a timeline color. Going to combat, I send Zodiark and the timeline color at max, and then Sephiroth and Drivnod at Arja. This has me sacrificing a zombie token to Sephiroth's trigger, and I drain Max. And Max blocks Zodiark with a cat, and the color with his lifelinking Wormcoil token. Arja blocks Drivnod with Neriv, and then gives his commander first strike with Shinka. I respond to this by activating Drivnod to exile some creatures from my graveyard and give it an indestructible counter. Arja then takes 5, and I pass turn. Max draws and activates Echo Chamber, and I give him a copy of Drivnod. He then casts Full Flowering for 2, making 2 more lifelinking worm tokens, and he then sends everything at me. I get taken out, and Max gains 9 off the worm tokens, and passes. Arja draws 2, loses 1 to the arena, and then recasts his commander in his main phase. He then plays an Urborg, and sends Neriv at Max. Max takes the hit for 8, and Arja passes. Max draws and activates Echo Chamber, trying to make a copy of Neriv. Arja responds with Ephemerate on his commander, blinking it. But Max still has enough power on board to take out Arja, and moves to combat for the win. Game review time. So this is another fun one, with Mathieu Bohr in my Sauron deck, which was more focused around the self-milling aspect of the ring tempting him, not like his other one, which is more of a hard control deck. Outside of that, I think Sephiroth played well, Eskia's Chariot seemed really cool as a way to attack and populate, and Neriv is always terrifying, especially when there's a mass haste enabler. I don't know if it was the strongest card in the game, but there were a lot of Fury triggers in this one, and it was pretty good removal, so that was kind of cool to see. Based on that, I'm calling it the card of the game. This video wouldn't be possible without the help from my sponsors, but it definitely wouldn't be possible without the help from you, the viewers, and my patrons. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and to remember, friends are just opponents you haven't eliminated yet.